welcome to practice. Today we're going to use a pillow just underneath our knees, and the flatter the pillow the better, but we're just going to protect our knee joints. We'll be on our knees for a little while, and knees are very sensitive joints. We'll be working to build a little bit of strength in the muscles that support our knees. So just allow yourself to arrive into practice. You might like to take a deep sigh. Give yourself a little bit of time. And if you don't feel comfortable sitting in the way I am, this is the Japanese style called seiza, you can maybe put a block under your sit bones or sit on a cushion or a bolster. Whatever works for your body is totally fine. We'll start by taking our arms down by the side. With our next breath, lifting up. And when we get to the top of the breath, just sighing out, sinking down. See if you can follow that same rhythm. When you turn your palms up, you're breathing in, inviting in. And when you get to the top, you're turning your palms in, sighing out. Let's do one more time. Okay, so whenever we're on our knees, we're usually using our wrists as well. So just let your wrists be a little bit loose. You might like to take them side to side, up or down. Maybe stretching all the fingers out any direction you like. And then flicking them out. So let's bring a little bit of weight bearing onto our wrists and onto our knees. We're just going to roll into all fours. And spread your fingers as wide as you can. And you might like to just turn the arms so that the armpits are a little bit kind of rolling towards each other. Just notice how this feels. Back of the shoulders are wide. And just shift your weight from one wrist to the other. Get used to the feeling of being connected to the ground with weight stacking, shoulders stacking over wrists. Okay, let's take some cat-cows. Very simple movement. We're going to lift the chin and drop the spine. And then tuck the chin and curl the spine up, roll the spine up. And just keep going side to side, or not side to side, really, up and down. Just feeling space between each vertebrae of your spine. And if you like, you can start to move shoulders or hips. Try not to make the movement too rigid. Maybe one more time. All right, let's come off our wrists now. We're going to take our tailbone down to our sit bones down to our heels. This is a strong feeling. Just notice. Take a sigh. Maybe your toes are a little bit of discomfort. That's okay. Let's lift our sit bones up. So this one, we're going to work on our quadriceps muscles. So hands to the back of the body and just lean back. You might press into the toes a little. You might go a little way. You might go a little further. You want to have that strong pull on the front of your legs. And then when you're ready, come up tall, take a new breath. And then sigh and lean back. So everybody will look a little different in this one. Sighing out as you roll back. Take a new breath as you come up tall. Maybe one more time. And we'll roll back onto our knees. So let's take our hands back under the shoulders, same as before, spreading the fingers wide. We'll add a little bit of a twist here. We're just going to take one hand to our lumbar spine and then roll the shoulder back, roll the hip back, and then bring that hand back down. And then same on the other side. So take your time and see if you can just follow the breath. Maybe stacking the shoulders. So notice what's happening in the shoulder, notice what's happening in the hip. Notice if you kind of want to look up and if that's placing any strain on your neck, you might just keep the chin tucked into the chest. Right, one more each side. And we'll bring the whole body down. We'll come off our wrists again. Take your arms down by the side of the body, head heavy. And just take a breath here. This time we're going to lift our head up, take our arms up, whole body comes up, tailbone comes up, lift up, maybe a little lean back, and then sweep the arms behind. Inhale, lift, look up. Sigh out, roll the hands behind, drop the tailbone down. Many cultures of the world do this movement every day in prayer. Just notice how it feels on your own body, on your knees, on your back, on your shoulders. And then try and move with the breath. You might do 3 more times. Take a break if you need to. And then come down, take a deep sigh. See if you can feel your breath expanding from belly to thighs. And when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. This time we'll come back onto our knees and we're going to step our right foot in between the hands. Just see how you go. Frame the foot with your hands. Just notice how the body feels. You might need to come up a little higher. We're going to press through the foot and just feel the muscles on the inside of the legs switching on a little. When our next breath comes, let's lift up. We'll reach up. And then sigh out. Bring your shoulder down towards your knee. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, shoulder to knee. Listen for the breath. Take your time. Notice how stable the knee might feel. Knee it's a hinge joint. Only really likes moving in one direction. You might like to turn your toes in a little to help with stability here. Keep pressing through the foot. Okay, next time we come up, just hold it there. And we're going to sigh out and turn towards the knee, extending our arms out wide. Big sigh. And then we'll lift up again. Sigh out, windmill the hands down. Let's take one more twist. Right arm reaches up. And then letting go. And then we'll take that leg behind. Maybe a little shimmy side to side. And then when you're ready, let's step left foot forward in between the hands. Maybe noticing it feels a little different to the other side. And when you're ready, next breath comes, we're going to lift up. Next sigh out, shoulder to the knee. Keep pressing through the foot, press through the toes. Can you find just a little more stability? Next time we come up, we'll stay there. Take a big breath in. And then this time we'll turn towards the left leg. Opening out. Big deep sigh. Reach the fingers out each direction. Let's lift up again. And we'll take the hands down. Let's take left arm up, reach up into a twist, stack the shoulders, reach the fingers up. And then all the way down, we'll take our left leg behind, maybe a little shimmy side to side. And let's come off our wrists again. Let's come back into our little toe squat, tailbone or sit bones to the heels. Take a big, deep sigh. All right, this time we'll come back onto our knees and we'll take our right arm up and see if you can roll the shoulder back, maybe brushing the heels or near to them. And then the left arm comes up. Rotate the shoulder, maybe brush the heel. Want to keep our arms close to the body. So you might brush your hip, you might brush your ear. And just let your body open one side to the other. If you feel like you can go a little deeper, try and follow the fingers with your eyes. Your shoulder will roll back. And we're going to add a little bit of a lateral movement to this. So next time our hand comes behind the body, just leave it there. Our other arm is going to reach over and across. And then we'll switch. We'll take that arm behind. And the other arm reaches over and across. Take your time here. Use your out breath. You'll feel a strong stretch through the side of the body. And just feel like you're massaging organs, kidneys, liver, spleen. Head stays heavy. If you want to go deeper, you might even reach across to the opposite foot. Maybe, maybe not. And last one. Arms can come back. And maybe a little roll through the hips. One more to do. This time we're going to thread an arm underneath. Let's take our left hand, thread it underneath, drop the shoulder all the way down. Drop the head down, take a deep sigh. And if you like, you might even thread the arm behind the back. So we're stacking our shoulders, a deep twist. Take a breath here. And then we'll switch sides. Hand comes back, pressing in. Come all the way up into all fours. And then right arm threads under, all the way, shoulder to the ground. Maybe you wrap the arm behind the back, maybe not. Untangling the body. Let's try one more time on each side. Make sure you use the breath. You really want to be emptying out. This will give your body just a little more room. And then last one, resetting back, reaching under. And we'll roll back, hands coming under the body again. Maybe a few more cat cows. Any stretch that your body feels like. And then when you're ready, we'll move our pillow out of the way. Come all the way onto our spine. Arms down by the side of the body. Reach towards your heels so you can almost touch them. We want a long gap between shoulders and ears. And let's just roll on our very base of our tailbone. So we'll roll forward so our spine comes off the floor. And then roll back so our spine is heavy. And get a sense for these 2 points. And see if you can match the movement to your breath. We're going to try and draw our thighs towards each other, knees towards each other, very subtle. We're just switching on those muscles. And then when you're ready, we're going to take arms up and then legs up. So we look a little bit like a dog rolling on its back. Knees above hips, and see if your spine is fairly flat to the ground. You might like to breathe into the back of your ribs. From here, we're going to try and keep that spine flat and just reach maybe one leg out. maybe the opposite arm, keeping the spine still. And then we might switch sides. And once you've got that sense of being able to move without holding your breath or drawing tension to your neck or your jaw, with your spine feeling like it's fairly still and flat to the ground, remember to keep breathing, just move any direction you like. Keep going. Keep breathing. Deep in our core muscles now, building strength. Let's take our arms back down. We'll keep our legs up. We're going to reach one leg up towards the sky and take the other one out long. Keep the spine heavy. And then we'll see if we can switch. And see if you can do this movement with the spine flat and the breath flowing. So now we're in the muscles on the back of our legs. Notice how tight they might feel. You might like to flex the toes and draw them a little further back towards the head. Keep that spine flat. Keep smiling, keep breathing. You might like to change the direction, maybe a more flowing bicycle riding type movement. Legs will start getting very heavy. Just notice that feeling, but keep going anyway. Until you definitely need to have a break, take that break. You might like to just bring the knees into the body. Big sigh, little wobble. All right, let's allow a little twist. We're going to take our left foot over right knee. And keeping the spine heavy again, just reach up and find your leg. So no lifting of the chin or the neck. So you might hold your leg very loosely, high up on the thigh. Any point is fine. And then we'll extend the leg, switch over, right foot over left. And just meeting without lifting the head or drawing any tension into the upper body. Keep breathing. Let's do one more time each side. Opening through the hip joints. Maybe a little more space, a little more fluidity. When you've done both sides, feet come back to the ground, arms by the side. And this time we're just going to take a breath in. As we sigh out, lift the tailbone, curl the spine off the ground. And then a breath to roll back down. And then sighing out to curl back up. Find the rhythm with your own breath. You might like to press through the fingers, press through the toes, through the back of the skull. Maybe one more time. Let's take some big angel wings, arms wide and all the way overhead. Maybe just floating 1 millimeter above the ground. And we're going to leave the hands overhead, extend the legs long, and just roll over onto our bellies. Take as much time as you need. And then we'll bring the hands back by the side of the body, drawing them in, lifting the feet off the ground, the head off the ground. So we want to be a big, long arrow shape. Everything hugging towards the center line. Keep breathing. And then slowly coming down. We'll take our hands under the shoulders, lift our upper body. So head, neck, and shoulders come up. You might straighten the left arms, you might not. Whatever works for your body. Drop the shoulder blades down the back. Draw the thighs together in the legs. Keep breathing. And then rolling back down. We're going to press up. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Lifting the tailbone up, spreading the hands wide. Press through the heels. Take a few breaths here, no rush to the next thing. You might like to pedal out through right heel, left heel. You might like to press through each finger. And if you need to come down, just drop your knees down anytime you like. When you're ready, back to our all four shape. A little bit of free movement through shoulder joints, through hips. Maybe nodding the head side to side. And we'll meet back in a seated position. And just take a moment, notice how your body feels. Hopefully knees are feeling okay and have been supported through that practice. Maybe a little more movement through the spine, a little more space in the body. Let's bring hands together. And we'll take them to our heart center, just acknowledging our choice to practice on this day. And then, of course, let's bow to each other.